Hi, Dwayne here, the Curious Sage, bringing you the transformative power of human connection. I think we're all familiar with improvisation, and probably most of us, when we think of improv, we think of comedy or something along that lines. But I've seen wonderful improv done where people just kind of take something from the audience and they weave a story together, and it's really very creative process. But imagine, if you will, that your life is nothing but an improv. Now think about it for a moment. If you had somebody who you went out to see to do comedy improv, you really wouldn't expect them, for example, to take something from the audience and do some sort of serious monologue, if you will, based upon that. So one of the key principles behind improv is being true to who you are, being true to your purpose or your sense of identity. So think about this for a minute. If your life is an improv, what you get from the audience, if you will, what you get from the environment in the world are the stimulus on which you build. And from that you create the story, or you create some sort of a monologue out of that. But it's always true to who you are. And I think our lives are much like an improv, because day to day you don't know what's going to come at you. You don't know what maybe somebody says to you that might actually prompt you to react in a certain way or to in some way adapt to your environment. So life is an improv, and change is the only thing that's constant in our life, and change is one of those things that improvisation is focused on. It feeds on that dynamic input from their environment. And so I was thinking about this whole idea of what stories do you tell in your life? What kind of legacy are you creating? And think about this for a moment. If you're creating a story in your life, you may start out, for example, as an actor, the director, maybe both. Do you see yourself perhaps as a supporting character? The story we write in our life is the legacy that we leave. And life is all about being an improv. It's about taking the stimulus but being true to who we are and living in that moment without compromising the very basics of who we are as people, who we see ourselves to be, what our sense of identity is. And so I was really reflecting a lot. It was stimulated by some reading I've been doing on life as a story. And so if life is a story, are you following the script that somebody else wrote for you? Or are you stepping into that spirit of improvisation? And are you taking that stimulus, integrating it into your life, and then working with it as opposed to pushing it away or ignoring it? That's all I have for today. Check me out on my website, and I look forward to getting back to you again soon.